Hey everyone, it is Brian Kaz here. Welcome to the webinar here. We have some pretty exciting stuff for you right here. We'll be basically talking about our flagship product, WebFire, and basically talking about what you can do to basically get all the free, very targeted traffic you need for anything in less than 3 minutes by basically becoming your own online marketing genius. And we'll show you how you can not only use all this stuff to help with your own websites and projects and links and whatever you want, but how you can also use that to kind of turn that into a service that you sell to lots of others as well. So you can kind of do both at the exact same time there, or just one or the other, and how that can basically turn into a lot of money and be a pretty neat thing right there. And one of the reasons why we're having this call here, I know there's a handful of you that already have our software and whatnot, but we're basically in the middle of adding some extra tools and stuff to it, and this would be probably the last time that we'll have a very special discount on it before we raise the price to essentially double or more right there. So we thought we'd give everyone like one last attempt to kind of see inside the software, see everything that it can do, and see how it can be applied to your business. So without further ado, we can get the show on the road. So once again, my name is Brian Kaz, and this will be about all about how to get all the free, highly targeted traffic you need for anything in under 3 minutes by becoming your own online marketing genius. So here is my promise to you, and that's by the end of this presentation, you'll be able to.
I can't see your screen.
Can't see the screen? Okay. That's weird. Hang on 1 second. I will reset that. All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, there we go. So if you want to
Cool.
go ahead and start.
Cool. Yeah, so just a quick restart on that. So, all right. So sorry about that, guys. So restarting the past 30 seconds right there once again, just in case. I know most of you probably didn't see the slides change right there, but it should all be fine right now. So apologies for that. But as I said, this will be about how to get all the free, highly targeted traffic you need for anything in under 3 minutes by becoming your own online marketing genius. And here is my promise to you. And that's by the end of this presentation, you'll be able to basically become an online marketing genius to not only help your own businesses, but to optionally sell those services for top dollar to lots of others. And on top of that, you'll get all the free, highly targeted traffic you need for anything in under 3 minutes. And now it does not even matter if you have a website or not, and it does not even matter what you think your own skill level is at now. In fact, even a complete newbie can basically do it with no prior skills, starting from nothing, even without a current website, a product, or service. And this is all with free traffic and free leads. So let me ask you guys a question. You can feel free to give an answer in the chat box here. How much does free traffic cost? All right, let's see what the guesses are here. All right, most of you have it right. A few seem to be off a bit, but free traffic is free. It costs you nothing. So obviously it costs you nothing because it's entirely free. Now, how much does free traffic cost in, let's say, 5 years? The answer is nothing. How many of you can afford this type of traffic? All of you, because again, it's free, so there's literally no excuse. So when Facebook, let's say, essentially doubles their ad prices, what happens to the price of free traffic? Nothing. It stays the same. It's still free. And you'll basically do this by using multiple, largely untapped sources, tools, and several different kinds of methods and techniques. And with the ability to get all this free traffic and leads, you'll be able to sell them anything you want, including stuff I'll show you that can make hundreds to thousands off of even a single sale. Now, you might be thinking, is this a bold claim? And you'd be absolutely right, but you'll see how in a few moments live, as I'll show you exactly how to do all of these and more live so that you can see for yourself in just a bit. And it's important to note the results of these methods and techniques don't just work for me. In fact, here's a completely unsolicited email that I received a ways back. And I'll just read this off to you. It says, hey, both of you, just want to drop you a note to tell you that I just signed my first $1 million deal from a single client. It would not have been possible without applying what you taught me about lead generation. Best, Robert Smith. So that's right. Robert got $1 million deal from one lead by following our advice and basically putting it all into action. And that method that made him $1 million is just one tactic that I'll be showing you today. In fact, let me ask you guys, who here would like to see the exact method that he used to get a client worth $1 million? All righty. Now, don't let the $1 million proof there scare you off into thinking that this is only achievable by the pros, because he wasn't. Not to say he wasn't a smart guy. I'm sure he was a very smart guy. But there's nothing really about him that kind of struck me as, oh, he has a skill or something that no one else can easily learn. It was like, hey, what he's doing really isn't anything that would be terribly hard to replicate. But I want to show some additional proof here that even the non-technically gifted can succeed just as easily. So here's a non-techie that makes his first sale online ever. So David here is the very definition of a non-techie. 6 weeks before meeting me, he said that he couldn't even use Microsoft Office. So if you asked him to write a letter on his computer, he didn't know how. Like, he didn't know how to use Word. He didn't know how to type a letter. You know, something that, you know, I'm sure I'm not trying to like make anyone embarrassed here. So I'm sure there might be a couple of you that are like, crap, that sounds like me. You're probably thinking, man, I don't know how to do that either. Whereas I'm sure like 99% of you are like, oh, easy peasy. But, you know, even if you're like the ones that don't know how to type a letter, you know, as long as you follow the advice and use the tools and the techniques and stuff, you know, you can still have some success, because he said right here, he made his first sale online ever using these techniques. And he also said that his traffic stats are now on an upward trend for the first time as well. So really amazing stuff from someone that is probably the very definition of a non-techie. So before I go on to show you how you can do all this yourself, I feel like I probably have to do the necessary obligation of basically telling you a bit about who I am. Now, I don't like to really talk about me. I know most of you don't really care. You care more about what I can do to help you. But I know in any presentation like this, for you to actually listen and trust what I'm basically saying, you know, obviously it's good to know, what I know, what I've done, to be reassured that I know what I'm talking about here. So here's a little bit about myself. So once again, my name is Brian Kaz, and as you can probably tell, I am not a professional speaker or presenter. I never held a real job. In fact, the closest thing I ever did to that was basically working for part pay and part credit for a psychology research lab, basically traveling to prisons to research psychopathy. Now, that was fun and all, but it was nothing that I'd want to do long term or anything like that. But while I was in college, I started basically playing around with the internet, you know, seeing what worked and what didn't work. And, you know, initially I was making some okay money. Like, it started with maybe like a few $100s a month, and basically got up to like a couple thousand, and then, you know, at some point even several thousand a month while I was still in college, which was like a lot of money for someone in college basically playing around online. But I saw that a lot of the stuff that I was basically doing to make money required a lot of work. And I thought, you know, I had a connection at the time where I knew a programmer, where I basically did some prior work within the psychology lab. And I started to basically look at, hey, how could I basically automate a lot of the manual work that I was doing through software and such. So I looked to basically do just that, and I got it working so well that by the time I was done with college, there was really no need for me to go on to get a normal job. Since then, I've started several 6- and 7-figure businesses in a variety of markets. In fact, one of our businesses is actually currently valued at over $10 million, and we think it might be on its way to potentially doubling that soon. Here's just one screenshot we have in one of our ClickBank accounts right here, and you see last year we actually did just shy of $3 million in actual paychecks received. So it's like after the refunds and all that, right there, over $2.9 million in checks from ClickBank on just this one account right here. And in looks like about the first month or so of this year, over $250,000 right there in actual checks received right there. And this is just one of several accounts that we have, and not all of our businesses are on ClickBank. In fact, several of them aren't even on there. We have probably like a dozen accounts on ClickBank and a bunch outside. And this is just one of those accounts right here, to give you an idea that, hey, you know, we actually know what we're doing, and that's on a completely unrelated niche as well right there. In fact, we've basically been in niches ranging from, you know, not only SEO and all that, but into survival, into you know, I had some stuff, you know, in the wedding niche, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. So again, a wide variety of markets where you know, the same methods and, you know, the same techniques and everything we're doing can be applied to basically almost everything. I'm also an 8-time best-selling author on various marketing and business books. And more importantly, I've helped thousands of people around the globe generate more traffic and leads for their businesses. In fact, here's just one example of a completely different business that I built from scratch using these techniques that physically processed over $2.9 million in 8 months' time. Now, this is actually completely different than the ClickBank account. This is completely outside of ClickBank. By random chance, they're both around 2.9 million. So that's kind of funny. But on this one right here, this is actually physically processed in 8 months' time. Now, a lot of people that give numbers, like if they do a launch or stuff like that, they basically share what I call projected numbers, which is basically another term for made up numbers. They essentially say, hey, you know, well, we sold 1,000, you know, let's say 1,000 people at, you know, like $100 a month. Therefore, if they all stay for 3 years, it's like, you know, a $3 or $5 million launch, blah, blah. And realistically, that's never the case. They make a tiny fraction of what their projected amount is. That's why I only give numbers based upon like the physically processed, you know, amount right there, which is what you see right there. And another business I basically cloned with the exact same model as the one you just saw did another $1 million in sales in another niche in just several months' time. Another completely unrelated business in the survival niche, we actually took from about $6,000 a month to over $500,000 per month. Now, just to give you an idea of that, we initially went from like $6,000 a month to around $100,000 a month, probably within like, I want to say a couple months. Yeah, it was pretty quick there, like within like 2 or so months, maybe 3, I think only 2. We went from like 6K to about 100K. And then a few months after that, we went from like 100K to 200K. And then a couple months later, we did like basically $250,000. And then we got it to 300, and then 400. And then probably, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half or so after that, we actually got it to about $500,000 a month there. So pretty quick growth there, especially considering that, hey, that previously was about a $6,000 a month business, but it had all the right essentially pieces in place. It just needed to get a boost of essentially traffic, as well as like a couple other things that you'll learn about on this call, and also in our trainings and stuff, to really grow a business. Now, realistically, again, I know none of you really care about me and what I've done, and instead you care about what I can do for basically others like you, right? That's why I shared with you those previous case studies, and I'll share some more later as well, and why I'm basically going to be getting on to the nitty-gritty. So I want to make sure that all of you leave here with a way to make money and get lots of traffic, even if you don't currently have a product, a site, or anything to sell now. Basically, I want to make you all get the opportunity to be online marketing geniuses by the end of my presentation. So, how many of you here already have something that you either currently sell or want to sell. If that's you, maybe type in a 1. So if you have something that you currently sell or want to sell, if you could just type in a 1, that'd be great. All right, seeing a decent amount. All right, now how many of you here currently have nothing to sell as of yet? If that sounds like you, type in a 2. So if you have something to sell, or you have a site or something now, you can type in a 1. If you have nothing yet, you can type in a 2. All right, so it looks like I'm actually seeing a decent mix, and that's perfectly okay. So don't be worried about that at all. Because regardless if you have something to sell or nothing at all, and regardless if you have a website now or not, I promise you that you can walk away from this with either ways of increasing your current sales or being able to sell something easily for the first time ever. Because at the end of the day, the more traffic you get, the more money you can make. It's as easy as that. You need traffic. It's the lifeblood of any business. Any program you already invested in or any technique that you're currently doing also needs traffic. You can have the best business in the world, and if you're in the middle of nowhere and no one sees it and no one goes to your site or to your business, it doesn't matter how good your business is, how good your product is, how good your service is. You won't make anything, because again, you need traffic. And not just any traffic, you need lots of very, very targeted traffic. And it does not matter if you want to make money with info products, with affiliate marketing, with web services, or anything like that. At the end of the day, all of those need traffic. So you can sell anything of yours or others. So it all comes down to needing traffic. And you can get free traffic in one of 2 ways. The first way of getting traffic is what I call the traditional way. This is having prospects find you more easily. The traditional way to get traffic is usually through SEO, or basically optimizing your site, your videos, and your content and so forth for various keywords in hopes of getting ranked or having people more easily find you. This is what most people traditionally try. But the second way of getting traffic is what I call the don't sit on your ass and wait way. This way, which hardly ever is used, involves not waiting for the leads to find you, but you going to your prospects. There are tons of sources on the internet where people are basically often already telling you what they want to buy or expressing a major interest, and hardly no one takes the time to go to them. They can be talking on forums, on Q&A sites, on social media, sites that are already ranking, so on and so forth. But hardly anyone takes the time to reach out to them. Even when some are literally waving money in your face, no one takes the time to reach out. So here's what I call the 5K in their hand question. So let me ask you guys a question. Okay, let's say that you sold high-end massage chairs, or let's say you were just an affiliate of one. Again, it's not hard to sign up to be an affiliate. And if you're an affiliate on a $5,000 chair, you might make $1,000 or more per sale. If you're selling the chair or you're drop shipping, you might be making $2,000 or more per chair there. So let's say you sell a chair and you can make $1,000 or $2,000 profit easy, and you're in a crowd. So you're in a room of people, and let's say there's like 50 people in this room, and someone raises their hand and loudly says, "Hey, I have $5,000 right here in my hand. Can anyone recommend a good high-end massage chair that I could get within my budget here?" What would you do? Would you sit there and say, "Oh man, that's exciting. I hope they go to Google. I hope they type in the keyword I rank for. I hope they then click on my site. I hope they then click through and buy. This is exciting. I'm going to sit here really, 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 really creepily and stare at them and hope that they go to Google and do all this." Or do you get off your butt, walk up to them and say, "Hey, I see you're looking to buy a $5,000 massage chair. I happen to sell some, or I happen to have viewed a few. In your case, I'd say there's 2 chairs that might be a pretty good match. One is about $5,000, gives a really awesome massage and has some extra bells and whistles like Bluetooth music and all this other crap and blah, blah. Whereas if you want to save a little bit, for $4,000 instead, you can get one that has a massage that's just as good, but it does not have the Bluetooth. So you can't, listen to your music automatically through the chair and blah, blah. So if you don't care about that, you can save $1,000, and this is by far, the best one for you. Whereas if you want all the bells and whistles and you think you'll actually use them, this is a very good deal on this 5K chair right there. So in which case do you think the people would be more likely to find you and buy? The second case where you walk up basically to that lead, or the first case where you just hope that they search Google and hope that they find you and hope that they click through? And I mean, come on. I mean, when I say it like that, the answer is pretty obvious, right? You do the second way, as you all are saying right now in the chat, of course the second way. But online, you'd be shocked at the amount of people that don't do that. They just wait for the lead to find them. And it's shocking. And this can work in any market. I mean, I've seen guys, even in like a high-end, petroleum truck business where they'd sell used trucks for like 50,000 plus or so. And the guy previously was saying, well, no one really asks a question on that. I'm like, okay, well, let's see. And sure enough, online, there's a handful of people asking questions looking to buy those exact same trucks that he sells, where he could make tens of thousands of dollars profit off a single one. And he saw one, he's like, oh, I know how to answer that. He's basically looking for this instead of this and blah, blah. And it's like, well, don't tell me that. Tell it to the prospects. or in another case, there literally was a lead of someone in a local area of a real estate agent that was saying that they were looking for luxury homes. And this was in an area where like a normal home could be like $1 million plus. So like a luxury home, you're talking millions most likely. And he saw that lead and he's like, wow, that's exciting. But they probably won't, probably everyone and their uncle are probably attempting to contact them. So it's probably not even worthwhile to waste time even asking, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, let's think about this. Worst comes to worst. You waste a minute of your time and you don't get a sale that could be worth possibly 100K plus in commissions alone. I'm like, or the best case, you waste a minute of your time, turns into a good lead, and you're $100,000 richer. I'm like, okay, if you fail 9 out of 10 times, I would still waste a minute on each one. And they hesitantly reached out. And the funny thing was, the lead almost immediately wrote back and basically thanked them for not only writing them, but made it a point to say how no one has taken the time to reach out to them. So here's literally a lead saying, I'm looking to spend millions of dollars, and not a single person took the time to reach out to that lead, except for the client that I really, really pushed to get him to reach out. I mean, it is baffling. I mean, people complain, like, at the time there were realtors complaining about how it's hard to, get, sales and all that, but it's like, okay, is it really that hard when there's a guy waving around millions of dollars and you're sitting there doing nothing? Of course it's hard. Whereas if you get off your butt and walk up to that lead, all of a sudden it's 10 times easier, if not 1,000 times easier. But it's shocking at the amount of people that don't take the time to do that. And we'll show you in just a bit how you can easily basically tap into those leads all over quickly and easily, and it really changes the name of the game in terms of getting leads and essentially getting traffic and all the stuff right there. So making money online for anything is easy if you can easily see the opportunities and leads already out there waiting for you. For example, do you think you could invite people to buy massage chairs via your affiliate link if you knew where all the people looking to buy one were hanging out? Or do you think you could sell a $3,000 SEO service to a roofing company if you knew you could help them rank and make many multiples of that back for them that same month? Or if you could automatically find leads to people in back pain, do you think a chiropractor might be interested in paying a monthly fee to you for those? Of course you would. At the end of the day, it all comes down to needing traffic. So how do you like to see how to get lots of traffic, leads, and sales from both of those ways, as well as how I automate most of that with a cool set of tools? That is precisely what I'll be showing you to do, as well as revealing what else you could even be selling today for thousands in profits. And instead of just basically talking about it in theory, I'm going to be showing and walking you through real examples in just a bit so you can see how easy it can be. No guesses, no theory, and so forth, as I'll be showing it to you actually live. Because remember, at the end of the day, if you have a target offer plus basically targeted traffic, you can make money each and every time. If you're not currently making money in your business, something's wrong in your equation. Either you don't have a targeted offer, which again, we can help easily fix, or you don't have the targeted traffic, which again, we can easily fix right here. Super, super easy. But if you have both of those, it's almost impossible not to make money. So are you ready to see it for yourself? Alrighty. Introducing WebFire 3.0. So what does WebFire 3.0 do? Literally anything and everything you need to get more traffic, rankings, leads, exposure, and sales online in minutes. With WebFire, you can truly get the unfair advantage. And rather than just basically talking about how great it is, I'm going to not only be showing you several parts of it, but I'm going to be revealing several ways of making money online and how WebFire can help. So I'm just going to pause the screen for a second as I switch on over to the demo. Alrighty. All right. Alrighty. So right here, we should see inside of WebFire right here. And the first you see, there's a bunch of tabs on the left side, like SEO and keywords, content, leads, social, and so forth. If we click on any of those, we see a bunch of tools show up, like under SEO and keywords. We see a website analysis tool. We see a handful of keyword tools. We see a rank tracker. We see SEO configuration, which can help fix all the SEO issues on your site. We see a schema maker, a site map maker, a way to submit your site to like basically grab the attention of Google and Yahoo and all those places right there, and lots of other neat things as well, including ways to basically analyze your, all your traffic and all that stuff right there. So pretty neat stuff right there. We have several essentially content tools and stuff to make and submit lots of content, to make and submit videos, all sorts of neat things right there. So you technically wouldn't even need a website to gain rankings, because you can rank the actual content and the videos and such as well using those tools right there. We have several lead tools as well to help actually find leads out there. Oftentimes, several are already looking to basically buy or are very interested in what you could be selling. We have some social tools as well right here, including ones not only to find leads on social media, but to put your social media marketing on autopilot as well. Then, of course, we have lots of training as well. We have, oh gosh, probably over 150 prior calls and stuff where they're essentially training that you can access for free right there. And of course, you can search through right here to find anything that's of basically interest to you. So if you're interested in affiliate stuff, you can type in affiliate and find all the stuff on that. If you're interested in purely SEO, you can basically type in that and find that. So pretty cool stuff right there. And yeah, so what I'll do right here is I'll basically, we don't have time to go through all the tools because there's over a couple dozen of them, but I have several saved searches and stuff done. I'll probably do like a couple live and stuff as well. And I'll start with, in the first half, I'll show kind of like a lot of stuff that is the traditional way of essentially getting traffic, like through SEO and rankings and all that. And then in the second half, I'll show kind of the newer way, which is instead of waiting for leads to come to you, you go to the leads and how you can do that. So one of the first things you want to do is if you're looking to make some content or make like a blog post or like a new site, or it's good to know what keywords you have an easier or harder chance of ranking for. Now, traditionally, it's kind of hard to do this research on your own. There's a trick where if you basically type in a keyword, you can see how many sites on page one that are organic, so not the paid ads or anything. How many of the organic results on the first page of the search engine, so like the first page of essentially Google or Yahoo or anything like that, how many have the keyword you're trying to rank for in their title tag and also in their description. And what you'll find is the less that have that, the more likely you are to have an easy chance of ranking. So if there's like 2 sites or less that have the keyword in their title, which is like the blue link that you see when when you do a search, you'll have a very good chance, a very easy chance of ranking by having that in your title tag. And if you don't know what like a title tag is, or you don't know what any of that means, don't worry about that, because I'll show you how you can easily fix that stuff without having to know what any of that means. So what you can do here is you can basically type in a keyword like massage chair right here, and it can find 50 related keywords. And you can type in like a different kind of massage chair term, and it will find 50 completely different related keywords. So like in any niche, there's probably thousands and thousands of keywords that you can find with this right here. So right here for massage chair right here, we see a bunch of keywords show up, and basically all you have to know is green means good, red means it's harder. Red does not mean you can't rank, it just means you'll have a harder chance of ranking, whereas green basically means you have a very easy chance. So right here, we see the keyword in question. We see the estimated amount of monthly searches. So like right here, here's one that's pretty easy to rank for, with over 12,000 searches a month. Here's one with over 18,000 searches a month right here. You can just kind of go through and see what's what. So the key is to obviously find a good keyword that's in green, that not only is there a decent amount of traffic, or might be a good essentially buyer type term right there, because that would be indicating that, hey, people are likely to basically buy it. And like here's one like for instance, body massager chair or buy massage chair. Both of these are quite good words, even though like there's about 1,500 searches for each one right here. People looking to basically type in that term are looking to do what? They're looking to buy a massage chair. People are looking to basically type in, let's say like a body massager chair. That's like probably like a whole body massager chair. That's one that's more indicating that it might be like a $3,000 to $7,000 model, which would be a very good one to obviously go after right there. And of course, we have some other numbers right here. Like if you're like a techie, you'll say, hey, how many of the searches on page 1 have the keyword in their title, in their description, in their heading, and it gives like a score. The higher the score, the more easy it is to rank. There's advanced stuff too, like you can see a graph of how the search volume can change from month to month and stuff like that. So all super easy, but the easy part is just basically green means good, red means basically bad. So you can pick a few of the green ones and then turn them into a blog post or a video or an article, or have it in your title tag, and you have a very good chance of ranking for those terms there. You can also, if you want to make like a new site, you don't have to do this, but there's a little bit of an edge. If you have like a site that has a keyword in the URL or in the domain, you have basically a bit of an edge there over other sites. The prior stuff is more important, like having it in the title tag and all that stuff right there. But we have a keyword domain tool that can look up available domain names. These are all ones that are not registered yet that you can register. And in this case, we basically typed in massage chair, and we find a bunch of domains that are available. In this case, we looked for .com, .net, and .orgs. So we see tons and tons and tons of them here. And yeah, just all sorts of ones right here. And if there's a certain one that you want to rank for, if you don't have a site yet and you want to make a new site, if you have the keyword in the domain itself, and you have it in the title and in the content, you have an almost guaranteed chance of ranking. So it's a pretty cool trick right there. So that's quite neat there. But again, if you already have a domain, I wouldn't even worry about it, because like as long as you have it in the title tag and stuff like that, you should be more than fine. But we have the tool there to help as well. The other thing is we have a website analysis tool. What this basically does right here is you basically type in a website, like in this case, I did genesisexteriors.com, and then you can basically type in a keyword that you can see, how well optimized the site is. So in this case, I did roof replacement, Madison, Wisconsin, because this is a local roof replacement place. And the reason why I have this example here is that a ways back, there was a pretty big hailstorm near here where tons and tons of homes, like I want to say probably thousands of homes. I don't know the exact amount, but I'm almost positive it was in the thousands. Thousands of homes got hit really hard, including mine. So lots of homes needed new roofs and sidings and stuff. And the cool part was is that insurance pays for all that. Now, on like a smaller house, a roof might run like $7,000 to $12,000. On a house like closer to my size, it can be into the tens of thousands of dollars. And there's some that are even like there's some like really large homes that have like fancy roofs or like fancy tiles, not like standard stuff, and those can run like 100,000 plus. So in the case of mine here, I forgot the exact amount, but I want to say it was like between $35,000 and $40,000. So a decent amount of money. And obviously the roofing companies make a lot of money on that. And when these hailstorms happen, everyone is like searching, online for like a roofing business and all that, because why? Well, because there's basically damage that needs to be fixed, but also, in the case of mine and a lot of others, it's free. Insurance is paying for all that right there. So it's like, of course, everyone's looking for the same work at the same time. And if you're not on page one, especially at the very top of page one, you're missing out on a lot of leads. I mean, if there's like thousands of people looking to spend anywhere from like $10,000 to tens of thousands of dollars, you're losing a lot of money by not being on page one. And all these guys know that. So that's why lots of places, especially like this, can pay literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to try to get ranked, because to them it's worth it. I mean, if you charged like $3,000 to $5,000 to do a basic SEO service that WebFire here could do all of it for you, they would consider that a steal of a deal, because hey, if they just get one low-end client, they're making a profit. If they get like a couple of those a year, they're making a huge profit. If they get like one or two big clients, they're making a huge profit, like a huge ROI, probably better than anything else they've ever done. And what we can see with this analysis tool right here, it will say if you have like a good chance or bad chance of ranking for that keyword if you target it. In this case, it says you have an excellent chance of ranking for this keyword if you target it. It also says how much optimized the site is. So ideally, you want to be about 80% or more. So 75% is pretty good. But if you're less than like 50%, that means you have a lot of stuff that you have to basically change. So right here, it basically gives like a full report right here. This is like a summary one. There's like an advanced one here that gives a lot more. But on the summary, we say, hey, you have a great chance of ranking. But it says, you don't have the keyword in your title tag. You don't have the keyword in your description tag. You don't have the keyword in the heading tag, which I said, hey, if you want to rank for those, you really want to have them in the title, in the description, in stuff like, like the heading tag and stuff. Now, some of you are probably like, crap, I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what title tag is. I'm not a techie. Well, no worries. In your case, all you have to know is how to click fix. So it literally will walk you through the entire process and help do the stuff for you. So it's super, super, super easy. So as long as you know how to click fix and basically do exactly as it says and use the tool to fix the stuff for you, you're perfectly fine. And then as we see here, it says, your keyword density is lower than it should be. Again, you can fix that. It says, nice job, you have a sitemap. A sitemap is basically like a table of contents. If you didn't, you could basically click a fix button, and we have a sitemap maker built in, and it would automatically make one for you that would automatically update itself. Now, a table of contents for essentially Google is what a sitemap is, and it can give you a slight edge in ranking, because it's kind of like, imagine if you had a book and you didn't have like a table of contents on it. It looked pretty bad, looked very unprofessional, and you're not likely to have a lot of fans. And basically Google looks at it kind of the same way, but there's sitemap makers out there that aren't nearly as good as ours and won't even update themselves, that actually cost about $100 a month. And we include that for free right here. And it says says like, nice job, you have a schema markup. Now, a lot of sites don't have a schema markup, or they don't have as many as they should. And you probably are like, well, what's a schema markup? I'll share with you what that is in just a bit, but it's basically something that makes you look much, much cooler and better on Google and can help with your rankings. And you can click fix to fix that, or we have a schema tool that can automatically help make you have more schemas, or add a schema quickly and easily. And previously you'd have to be a techie, and that's the kind of thing that if you charged $500 to $1,000 for, it'd be a steal of a deal, and a lot of people would consider that very, 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 very cheap. So it's kind of neat there. And again, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, I'll share that in a couple minutes here. And at the very bottom it says, you have some images, but they don't all have the keyword in their image alt tag. So basically, when you upload a graphic to your site, they all have a name associated with them. They all have a tag associated with them. Now, typically, most of you, I know I was like this originally too, when you upload a graphic, you would keep whatever name the graphic had. Like if you upload, like let's say you sell Siberian Husky mugs, so like you're selling like a coffee mug of all sorts of dogs. A lot of you would just have, let's say, like a graphic of this mug, and it would say like 112569971.jpg, which tells Google nothing. Whereas if you change the name, or you change the alt tag to say like Siberian Husky coffee mug, not only does it give the page a higher chance of ranking for that keyword, because essentially Google says, oh, if that's a Siberian Husky coffee mug, we should probably show that when people search for this keyword. But the image itself can oftentimes appear at the top of Google as the image itself. And so especially when it's like a shopping term, like a mug and stuff that like people basically buy, that can work really, really well there. And yeah, so that's quite neat right there. And it's essentially a super easy thing, and it's super important for like especially e-commerce and stuff too. So if you're selling stuff, you want to make sure that any of the graphics you use have the image alt tag on them, because it not only helps the page rank more, it helps the individual graphics rank more as well. And we also have too, like there's several other things here, like there's keyword stuff, there's some off-page stuff right there, there's some social media stuff that looks to see, if you're mentioned there, all sorts of stuff right there. We also have an advanced tab as well. You don't have to pay too much attention to it, but it has some advanced stuff if you're basically techie and you want to know some more advanced stuff. But most of you just have to look at the summary right here, and then just click the fix button to basically fix the stuff that is wrong. And what's cool is not only can you use these on your own sites, you can use these on client sites of yours as well. And what you can do even is you can either essentially sell or even give out the analyses for free, knowing that, hey, they'll probably want someone to fix all that. So you can actually download it as a PDF, and it'll have like a more advanced analysis. Well, it'll write out some stuff and basically English terms and stuff that makes it kind of basically dumb down and explain what the whole thing means. And you can actually brand it with your link, with your logo, whatever you want right there. We have a feature basically built in where you can have your logo and you can have your website on it right there. And you can actually download this and just kind of give those out right there. So that's quite neat right there. And we have had clients that have sold the analyses before, but I think probably the cooler thing is just give those out as like a freebie, and then everyone says, okay, that's awesome, I don't know how to fix this, and then you fix the stuff for them using WebFire right here. And this is the kind of thing that, again, selling a service for thousands of dollars, it's not like a far-fetched thing. I mean, for a lot of businesses, this can be worth thousands of dollars to them. Now, previously I talked about the schema right here and how that was like a really neat thing. Well, I'll show you what a schema is. So in this case, I mean, there's tons of different kinds of schemas. In this case, I looked for a local business. I looked for Arcade in Madison here. And we see, some links right here and stuff. It's all fine. But what pops out to you right here? Probably that big right side, right? Where you have, there's a site that shows up right here, has directions, has it has some graphics of it, has like a number, usually has some social media reviews and stuff, a whole bunch of things right there. And sometimes it'll show on the right side, sometimes it'll show up like right here. Like if you search for like, let's say a Chinese restaurant, sometimes I'll have like 1 to 3 that'll show up like right here, kind of the same way. We'll have like like a number and all that. If you're a restaurant, you can also have a menu. And what's really important is, especially for like a local business, from a mobile phone, you can have a click to call. So they call you instantly. And not only do you have a higher chance of ranking at the top of page 1 with the schema, but you just basically take up far more real estate and it looks 10 times better. Because like, would you rather click on this guy right here and see that he's at the very, very top right here? Since this is a paid ad right here, this is the first organic one. Or would you rather click on like a random guy down here that like, you don't know who that guy is? It does not really pop out or anything like that. So obviously everyone can be sold on wanting this. Or if you go to like a town and you're looking to get, let's say, some Chinese food, and you do a search for like Chinese restaurant in whatever town, and you're on your phone, if you see a bunch of restaurants with links like this, but you see like a couple at the top like this listed out very, very clearly, where you can do a click to call, or a click to see the menu, click to get directions and all that. Which are you more likely to do, the click to call, or one that you have to click on the site and search through and find? I mean, obviously you're going to do the first one. And that's why these things can be sold for 500 to even thousands of dollars a pop, because it's an easy sale. Now, previously, making a schema would be normally kind of on the difficult end. We make it super easy. We have a schema tool inside of WebFire, and there's different kinds of schemas. In this case, this is a local one right here, and this is like what it can look like. There's like a couple different ways that it can look, and you just fill in the blanks right here. Like, if you have a menu, you add in that link. If you have a number, you add in that. If you have an address, if you have, what the business hours are. So you basically fill in that, and then you can add, your social media and anything you want right there. That's all fine. And then you can either create the code that you paste on your own site yourself, or you can click add schema to WordPress or add schema to HTML, which is like pretty much any other site, and it can automatically add that into the site for you and help you do all that right there. So super easy. In a matter of minutes, you could have a schema up. Now, there's different kinds of schemas. They're not all for local businesses. This is just one for local businesses. There's also a navigation one right here. So if you've ever done a search on, Google or Yahoo and stuff, you've probably seen that most sites just have a standard link like this, but sometimes have like a bunch of links underneath them. That's done through a navigation schema, which you can easily do here using this. So obviously it basically takes up a lot more real estate on the first page of Google and stuff, which is always nice. And it gives more opportunities for them to click on a specific thing that they're searching for. If you have like a blog, you can have it show up like this, where it has like, essentially, a graphic on it, and it can show up in this search like that. And again, this is like super easy. Just fill in the blank right there. I mean, in all these cases, even like, on the navigation one, super easy. I mean, you just add the URLs that you want to add in, and then add a label. Pretty easy. And then just add, another one right there, as many as you want right there. If you sell like a product, you can have like, like the stars and stuff, like the ratings. That's all done through the use of a schema. The price points, you can add those in. That's all done through the use of a schema. There's even stuff for like real estate and for videos and, all sorts of things like that. Like if you want to have it show up like that, I mean, all sorts of different kinds of schemas, and you can have multiple different kinds of, schemas on sites to really start to take advantage of all this stuff and get easy rankings and look much, much, much better. And you can definitely use these on all of your sites, but also this is a service that, again, you could sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a lot of people, again, would consider that cheap. We also have another tool, which is another kind of service that you could sell for top dollar two, that puts your social media on autopilot. So you'd click right here, and it would go to here, and basically you can type a single message, and it can automatically post to all your social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and LinkedIn and all the stuff right there. So you can do a single post to all of them at once. You can add like an image or do whatever you want there as well. And even cooler is that you can post to multiple pages at once, as well as you can actually write out several different posts and stuff. So if you want to time your post out and say, hey, I want to post once a week or once a day for X amount of days or weeks, you can do that and write all those ahead of time, and they can automatically go to all of your social accounts at once. So you can spend like a half hour to write a bunch up and be set for a long time right there. But you can even say, hey, after you go through the 10 or 15 posts or so, you can start to recycle the old ones, and automatically you can start to post the old ones again, so you can have a never-ending social media presence on complete autopilot. In fact, we actually have a couple clients that actually use that as a service. One sells it for like $200 to $300 a month, and one sells it for about $2,000 a month, where they do social media for other businesses, and they can put that all on autopilot using that. We also have a tool right here where you can make and create easy videos and stuff. Or if you have existing videos of your own, you can opt to MySOs and submit them through here as well. Or you can make them from scratch. It will be like a PowerPoint type slide. It can instantly turn an article into a video, or you can write it out here. I just wrote 3 lines right here. You can change like the text, the color. You can add it. You can add icons or images. You can even add some audio. This is just like a simple one right here. You can change any of these that you want. You can even have like an optional human-like voiceover if you want, even in different accents and stuff. Really neat right there. Or again, if you have your own video and stuff, you can just add those in there, and then it will ask you like what keywords you're trying to rank for, and it can help automatically optimize that for you and submit it to top sites like YouTube and such. Now, that was just kind of like the first part, which is all the stuff that you can do to get like basically better rankings and all that stuff right there. But the second part is like what you can do to not wait for leads to find you, but you go to the leads. And we have a handful of tools to help with that right there. One of them, and guys, that's on top of it. Again, we don't have time to like go through all of them, because like we also have stuff that can like help track rankings, not just like normal rankings, but even what you rank for the same keyword in different in different places around the world. So what your ranking looks like in the US versus Australia versus UK versus New Zealand, wherever you want right there. So that's kind of a neat thing right there. But yeah, but for this second part, we'll basically dive right into the lead part. So we have a few different lead tools right here. There's a few that are similar, but a little bit different. This one right here, it finds leads in real time of people basically posting on forums and blogs and stuff like that. So in this case, I can look for alternative medicine, and I put it in quotes right here, so we'll only find leads that have those basically mentioned side by side. If you don't have it in quotes, we'll find leads that have the 2 words mentioned in close proximity, but not necessarily side by side. And you can save any of the searches, and it can search every day for you and alert you to new leads and stuff. You can download it as like a PDF, as like a report, but it'll show you all the new leads. In this case, I said in the past month. If you want to do past week or whatever, that's fine. But here's all the stuff that's basically talking about alternative medicine that you can leave a post, a comment, or a reply on. So like forums and blogs and all that right there. So tons and tons and tons of them right here. And what's neat here is that on all of these, you see a preview of the text, so you can see if it's relevant to what you're basically looking for, you can click on those links right here and go straight to the blog or the forum in question, which all of these allow you to leave a post, a comment, or a reply on. We have some proprietary software with patents that actually helps basically identify those, and it gives like an estimated score and like a value, basically based on like what you think it's worth to you. So like in this case, I think if I said, hey, if every sale to you is worth $50 and you have like a 3% conversion rate on your site, and you get like 2% of those viewers to click through and basically check your site out, you can adjust all that right there. But kind of neat right there. And all you have to do is like, hey, instead of waiting for these leads to find you, you can go to them, and you can, if there's leads that are reading this right now, where this is like a big site has like a lot of people on it, you can start to say, hey, like in this case, if you're an expert in alternative medicine, you could add a keyword like if there's a certain kind of like a cancer or like a disease, you can add that in there too, and try to like just be basically helpful and useful. And not only will you help that one lead, but there could be hundreds of thousands, even tens of thousands of extra people over time that see basically answers that you gave, and basically go to the stuff that you suggest. Like they might essentially check out your site or your video or whatever you have. But again, you don't want to just spam them and say, hey, buy this. You want to say like, hey, based on the questions or stuff that you're basically talking about, I find that, the best treatment that I've heard from my clients is this and that right here. If you want some more, if you want some more information on that, feel free to check out my, review of this right here. We have another tool that's kind of similar, except instead of finding forums and blogs and stuff in real time, it finds only sites that are already ranked on page 1 of Google, Yahoo, and Bing that you can already leave a post, a comment, or a reply on. So we actually have a patent on this right here. It's very, very, very neat, because these are leads that are already on page 1 of Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and it's only leads that allow you to leave a post, a comment, or a reply on it. So what does that mean? That means that you can literally siphon tons of traffic from page 1 of Google, Yahoo, and Bing in minutes. Even if you don't have a site of your own, you can find the sites that are ranked and start to siphon lots of traffic off them. So right here, we did a search for weight loss, and it will search for several related terms. It'll go through thousands of pages. It will only list off the ones that you can leave a post, a comment, or a reply on that are ranked on page 1. So like right here, here's one that ranks for low carb diet. It's number 1 on that search engine there. And we see it has like 165,000 searches a month right there. Or here's one right here, how to lose weight. It's ranked number 2 on Google, so that's page 1, but the second spot down. 165,000 exact searches a month, but a broad reach of almost 3.5 million. So an exact search is about the estimated amount of people that basically type in that exact phrase, whereas the reach is like if someone basically types in this keyword followed or preceded by like 1 or 2 other words, always be basically larger, but you get a lot more traffic than just that exact keyword phrase right there. So there's a ton of traffic that you could really essentially tap into. Or like here's one, weight loss diet, number 1 on Google, 40,000 exact searches right there. Fat burning foods, number 1 on Google. I mean, again, tons that you can essentially tap into, and we have a value right there, kind of the same way where it's you can change what you think a sale is worth to you and what your conversions are to get an idea of what it could be worth over time, because these tend to stay ranked for a long time. And if there's someone asking like a question that you basically answer, not only will that one lead see the answer that you gave, but over time anyone searching for that exact same phrase will probably happen across the exact same link, the exact same post. They'll see the answer that you gave, and almost no one takes the time to really go after these right here. And we see, a total value easily over 100,000 right here, over 95 million searches a month, a total reach of over 95 million a month, that if you were to pay for, let's say, some kind of ads on or AdWords, right? And you'd probably be paying hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, that you can get a lot of free publicity on for free just by basically doing this right here. And it's not like you have to do like 100 posts or anything like that. If you just do even a handful a week over time, it can really start to add up. You can also save this search right here. So every day it will alert you to new leads that it finds as well right here, and you can stay on top of it all. Super easy. And the cool part here is I had a mobile auto responder, or I should say I have one, and it was kind of like a side business. And I had a worker of mine just kind of basically go through and post on a handful of sites that were ranked for like relevant questions and stuff. And all this time later, we found that probably about 2/3 to 3/4 of the sales that we get were from that simple campaign that the one worker did just to answer questions and say, hey, I'm a worker at this site here, to answer your question, this is probably what you want here, yada yada. If you have any other questions, feel free to check out our site here. Feel free to email me here. And that worked out really well. And again, you can save all the searches right here and get alerted every day to new leads like that. You can also search Q&A sites, which are huge, and those tend to rank really well, on Google and Yahoo. So like here's one, I did a search for lose weight, and we find lots of questions on basically lots of people asking to lose weight. And what's cool here is that if you take the time to basically answer them, not only do you help that lead, but any lead that sees that in the future, you can help as well. And to really hit home on that, so years ago, I was in Auckland, New Zealand, and we wanted to go horseback riding. So we did a search for like horseback riding near Auckland, and we weren't seeing like anything. But I did see a Yahoo Answers question that was ranked at the very top of Google, and someone was asking the exact same question. So I clicked on that, and I saw someone probably took like a minute or two to basically answer and say, hey, there's a place about a half hour outside of Auckland, really nice, really awesome trails, yada yada. So here's a link to that site. So that's how I found that site. A day or two later, I went there, and the guy who I presume is the owner approached me and said, hey, how did you hear about us? And I said, oh, hey, it was like really hard. I didn't find any places ranked on Google, but I did see a Yahoo Answers question that was ranked, and I clicked that, and that's how I heard about you. And he laughed and said, do you know what's really funny? And I said, what? He then said about 2/3 to 3/4 of the people he asked that to tell him that they found him the same way. Now, I don't think the light bulb really went off there, but he basically was saying 2/3 to 3/4 of his business came from a single answer that took maybe a minute or two. Now, I don't know the size of his business, but based upon the price and the amount of people there, I'd be shocked if he made less than 100 grand a year. In fact, I'm guessing it's probably more like $250,000 a year. But I'm guessing at least 100K. And if 2/3 to 3/4 came from a single answer, I mean, literally that's probably $100,000 at worst case, tens of thousands of dollars from a minute or two of someone's time. I mean, really amazing stuff. Lots and lots of opportunities right there. Here's one that I'll probably have to refresh this here because I will do a live search here. We'll search for leads on social media. So let's say right here, let's say we're a chiropractor, or let's say we're selling a product on how to get rid of back pain, or let's say we're just an affiliate for a product on how to get rid of back pain. It'd be worthwhile to find lots of people that are in back pain, right? So I could basically type in a handful of keywords like back hurts, hurt my back problem, yada yada yada. You can search in a local area if you want to as well. You can also search in a global area. You can search anywhere in the world, and you can limit it by X amount of miles or kilometers. That's all fine right there. Then we click on leads, and these are all the people complaining about back pain right now. I mean, look at that. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of leads. And after all that, on the bottom left, you see next 100 results. We can click that and find 100 more. And click that again and find 100 more on top of that. For a keyword like this, you're probably talking 1,000 to 2,000 leads a day of people complaining about back pain. Now, here's what you can do. First, if you want, you can reply straight to the lead. Now, again, you don't want to do it in a spammy way. like say, hey, buy my book here. Say, hey, I saw that you're in back pain. That sucks. Here's a blog post I have, or here's a video I have I thought might be useful on several ways to eliminate back pain. And then there you can have like some suggestions, like a course or like equipment and stuff through your affiliate link or for what you sell, and that can work really well. Or if you're a chiropractor, you could look for ones in your local area and say, hey, I see that you said that you're in some back pain. I'm actually a chiropractor that's only a couple miles away from you. I'd be happy to basically do your first exam for free or half off or whatever you want, just to get some good leads there. Because if someone's in like a car accident, that lead might be worth a couple thousand to a chiropractor. So if they give the first examination for free, I mean, that's a lot of easy money sitting right there. And here's all these ones complaining about back pain right here. And you can also click here and get some more information on them, like how many friends and followers they have, and all that stuff right there. And you can also choose, this is a really neat thing here. So on top of just replying to them, you can follow them as well. And the neat thing there is if you follow them, a lot of them automatically, they have a setting where they'll follow you back. And what's neat with that is you can essentially build a list on social media instantly. So you can follow lots of people in back pain, and a lot of them will automatically follow you back. So anytime you do a new post on your account, they're likely to see that. So you can build a list in almost anything you want. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be back pain. It can be people interested in internet marketing. It can be people interested in personal development, in weight loss, anything that you want right there. You can even find guys that are like basically talking about internet marketing. Like I'll just click here. Here's one search I have right here. Here's a bunch that are asking lots of questions on internet marketing. You can find ones that are looking to start like a new job. You can look for those that are looking to buy a house. There's some that are saying like they have to house hunt or they got like a new job or anything like that. You can find those. You can find those are complaining about like a speeding ticket. So if you have a guide on how to get out of a speeding ticket, or if you're a lawyer and how, literally tons and tons of leads right there. So lots of people complaining about that. And that'd be awesome leads for like a lawyer, or if you were like an affiliate of how to get out of a speeding ticket. I know on a site like clickbank.com, you can be an affiliate for almost anything. There's probably several courses on how to get out of a speeding ticket. That can help right there. If you're selling like e-commerce stuff, you can find lots of people basically asking for gift ideas or asking, I mean, literally any topic you can dream of, you can find tons and tons of leads for right there. So that's pretty neat right there. We also have a cool way where you can spy on your competition and get leads of where their top essentially traffic sources are from. So right here, I could basically type in any keyword you want followed by a site, and it can tell you, what their top backlinks are, and you can click essentially the contact right here to pull up the contact info of that site, and you can email them instantly with this red button right here. So it works with like free Gmail accounts and stuff. It integrates there, and you can email those leads with a touch of a button, because if you know that they're sending traffic elsewhere, that might be worthwhile to see, hey, what are their advertising rates? Are they interested in like maybe some kind of a deal? Maybe they're interested in a guest blog post. I mean, all sorts of things that you can do right there. And what you can also do is you can see where their competitors get their traffic from too. So like here's one, it's a competitor ranked on page 1. Not only can I get the competitor's contact info, like their email address, I can also see where they get their top traffic sources from right there, and I can reach out to all of those guys as well. So I can literally spy on the competition, see where the traffic is from, and automatically email all their traffic sources. So that's very powerful right there. You can also, if you want to do guest blog posts, like let's say if you want to have your stuff featured on guest blog posts. Like, let's say you're like a marketer and you want to be an expert and you want, your own articles featured on other sites. You can search right here, and I will show, all these sites that allow you to basically do a guest blog post automatically with essentially the topic that you have right here for this keyword. And you can click right here and go straight to where you can submit it, or you can also contact them right here, but this is straight to the submission site right there. And it gives a value of like, or it gives like an Alexa rank, where the lower the number, the higher ranked site it is, or the more eyeballs are on it. We also have a value here too. So like this one's obviously worth a lot right there. And you can be featured as an expert right there. So that's pretty neat way to be an expert in almost anything you want, whether it's marketing or a certain service you do or anything like that. This is a great way. And this is actually what the guy that had the $1 million sale, he actually was like a PR type firm, like a small one, and he would get basically his client stuff featured on other news pieces and guest blog posts and stuff like that. And he normally would charge like $500 to $5,000 a person, but he had a high-end Hollywood client that he actually got for about $1 million, basically doing the exact same thing. So instead of basically having to essentially do that by hand, he could use a tool like this to instantly find all the places that he could get featured on quickly and easily and submit, the news piece on and stuff. Oh, and I forgot to actually mention one more thing, which is really neat. So remember how I showed off the schema? I forgot to share one of probably is a new feature that we just actually added. Maybe like a week and a half, two weeks back. Really, really, really awesome. So one of the new kinds of schemas looks like this. So if you were to, and you've probably seen this if you've done like a search on Google, if you have a search like, hey, what's the fastest way to lose weight? You'll probably see like some results will have like a question that's basically answered, like before it shows the site, like right here. Essentially, Google gives like a little bit of like an answer, and it says what site it basically grabbed that from. It has like a picture of the book or the site in this case. And there's some other questions right here, like, hey, how do you lose 10 pounds in a week? How can I lose fat, essentially quickly, yada, yada. And you can click that and see like an answer, and it gives like the site that's basically from. So you can actually have your information and your site show up right here through the use of a schema. So let me just go to that right here. So what that would be the Q&A schema right here. So I forgot to actually mention this, but this is like super, super awesome. So it's worthwhile just to show. All you have to basically do is you type in the question that you think your site essentially answers. That's all you have to do. You type in the question, and then you type in the date that you basically added that, and then you can add that schema to your site. Now you optionally can also add an answer. You don't have to worry about upvotes or downvotes. That's like a more advanced than like if you have like a Q&A site. So you basically leave those blank. But for an answer, you can leave any answer you want right here, or you can leave it blank and it will automatically pull the answer from your site. So all you have to have is have the question that you think your site answers. And now obviously you can't have like a million questions and have like none of them your site actually answer, because they won't pick you. But if they see that your site actually answers it, you have a very good chance of showing up right here. So that's very, very, very neat. And that's been like a newer thing that they've been basically doing for a while. And it's a cool way to basically take advantage of some easy rankings right there. So I just thought I'd mention that, because that can make a world of difference in a lot of sites. The last thing too is, again, we didn't have time to go over all of the tools and everything, but basically everything you need to get more traffic and leads and easy rankings and all that you can do through WebFire right here and more. But if you're like overwhelmed, not only is there a lot of like lots of training, we also have several jumpstart videos and such where it can give you like a quick run through of everything to make it super easy to start. You can also just click on the getting started right here, and it kind of walks you through it. Like it'll first basically prompt you to have like a download for the Mac or the Windows, because even though it's web-based, there's a little app in the background for like some of the lead tools and stuff to alert you to new stuff every day. Then it says, hey, do you have a website? Yes or no. So depending upon what you say, it walks you through like a different path. It says, hey, you have a site? Let's add that in. So you click add. and it can, and then essentially prompts you through that. And as you add the stuff in, it kind of walks you through the tools and kind of helps you use them all and start to get like a head start and all that right there. So pretty neat thing right there. And super easy, lots of training, lots of support and all that as well. We also have a free WebFire members group right here, where we have we oftentimes have some live calls and trainings and stuff, and so it's super easy to get in touch with us. You can ask us any questions you want at any point in time, either over our email or on the live page right here. And here's like a recent call that we had a ways back, and you see, like, again, lots of people saying, hey, great stuff, great calls, loved it, blah blah. Yeah, so again, real people right here. We're easy to get a hold of. People really loving it. So again, not hard to find this or anything like that. So I'm just gonna pause for a second as I go back to the presentation part, or the slides, I should say. All right. So WebFire 3.0 can basically get you traffic for anything, regardless if you sell your own products or services, are just an affiliate, or want to resell its services for top dollar to others. Now here's some more case studies from WebFire users. Here's one from zero to hero. So Bill here, he owns essentially a tennis shop, and he was getting crushed online by the national brands, and he was paying Google AdWords for $2 or more a click just to have some search presence. He then started to use WebFire to analyze his market and the site. He made the suggested changes and updates. Within 3 weeks of using these methods, he was #1 on Google for all of his local search terms. In fact, in a lot of cases, he was #1, 2, and 3 for the exact same one. So he was completely dominating page 1. And he was advised by his AdWords rep that he did not need AdWords anymore, because he was already ranking #1 for all the search terms that he wanted to basically rank for. In fact, he actually ranked #1 for, I think, over 36 keywords that he wanted to rank for. So really awesome there. Here's one. Derek Kemptier got to the top of Google in a single day. So he's an internet marketer who started using WebFire on all his and his client sites. He has his own site from page 2 to page 1 of Google for his search term, make money from home, in a single day. And that's obviously a very competitive niche and keyword right there. And then he said that a client of his followed the suggestions our site tool suggested, and he got that client of his ranked to page 1 of Google in minutes. Here's one, got a $1.5 million lead. So Mary H. used WebFire to promote her business. Within 7 days, she reported getting a lead ready to spend $1.5 million. Here's one, from almost nothing to 1,000 a week. So Judy Jakes here joined WebFire and used the software to basically analyze her sites. Within 1 week of following our system, she went from making hardly anything to 1,000 a week. She thought that was a fluke until she saw it can continue week after week. She also continued to add sites and use WebFire to promote them. She now reports that she's actually earning $7,000 per week on average. That's over $365,000 a year and growing. She also credits WebFire with helping her make her first $1 million online. And I think right here, this is like an exceptional result right here, where she basically took massive action. And it's really exciting to hear stuff like that, where basically people take lots and lots of action and get massive results as a result right there. Here's one. Makes $100 in the first few minutes. So Nick Batka was on a recent webinar of ours. He joined WebFire and started using it right away while he was still on the call. He posted a message to us that he had already earned $100 in his first few minutes of using WebFire. 3 days later, he was on a call of ours and said that he made an additional $300. And he says, hi guys, just wanted to let you know that I've made an additional $300 since signing up on Sunday. That makes a total of $400. Only reason for writing this is to give others an idea of how easy it is, and more importantly, how anyone can do it. Here's one, multiple page one rankings in days. This is straight from a Facebook group. Here's guys saying, hey guys, this rocks. Here's guys saying, hey, WebFire is awesome. That they get ranked to page one within a week of applying it. Here's one that says they've been using it for a year and the results are amazing and it just simply works. And again, here's the non-techie right here that previously couldn't even write a letter on his computer, and then made his first sale online ever with WebFire, and said that all of his traffic stats are on an upward trend for the first time as well. Here's one, top ranking for NFL achieved, which stands for National Football League for those that aren't in the States. Obviously a very competitive niche. So Jeff Esco says he's very appreciative for WebFire, used tons of other SEO tools promising easy rankings on traffic, says they never worked out for him until WebFire, and that nothing else even comes close. His main NFL site is now number 4 on Google and number 1 on other search engines for his preferred keyword, thanks to WebFire. This is in a super competitive keyword and niche. And he says he has lots of other sites that he's been using WebFire on, and all are climbing up in their rankings. Here's one, page 1 of Google in the weight loss niche. Will Sims started off from scratch in the weight loss niche, had a brand new site. Within 1 week, he was ranking on page 1 of Google for a search term. This is at no cost and no technical ability. Here's one, multiple rankings in a day and made 5 times investment back instantly. Tom Martin says he feels like a freaking superstar. Had a new site nowhere in the top 1,000 for his keywords, and he knew that because you could use basically the tracker to look at all that and see. And 1 day later, his site is on page 1 next to government sites, which are usually notoriously hard to rank next to. He then said he got an additional ranking for the same keyword on page 1. So he was, again, dominating page 1 right there. And he said that he actually paid for 5 years of WebFire through a performance-based contract already. So with WebFire, you get top analysis tools, you get the cutting-edge SEO tools, you get essentially the powerful content and video tools, you get one-of-a-kind lead tools, you get all the powerful automation that runs around the clock 24/7. You also get state-of-the-art lead and ranking tools, including some that we have an actual patent on. You get social media tools to not only find leads, but to put your social media on complete autopilot. You get proprietary forum and blog tools. You get a whole set of keyword tools, including the best in the industry. And you get very, very powerful spying tools as well, and so much more. So who can benefit with WebFire? Literally anyone who needs traffic, and that's everyone. Some of the smaller features you can find for anywhere from $97 to $300 or more a month for each one. And some others you might find for literally thousands of dollars a year each. And many you won't find anywhere else, anywhere, because they're completely proprietary to us, including ones that we actually have a patent on. But nowhere will we find them all in one place and integrated so well like WebFire 3.0. So as a special offer, so there's 2 very important things here. One, we're actually about to actually give you about $2,000 off of WebFire 3.0 for a limited time for everyone here right now, including some special bonuses I'll get to in a second. But I just want to say this will likely be the last time that we'll have this special of a deal because we're actually adding a few new features and tools, which again are all like always free upgrades. But once we have some new ones in there, including some really, really neat ones, we actually talked about essentially doubling the price because the value is huge there, and to allow us to actually do more and more, of these features and tools and such. It just makes sense. So we wanted to give you guys like one last essentially chance to really grab the special deal right here. But here's the challenge that we had, and it's to basically make the most powerful, comprehensive suite of tools in existence, but at the same time to basically price it so everyone can afford it. In fact, we're basically making this such a no-brainer deal by not only offering you a huge discount on it, but in just a few moments, I'll reveal a way for you to make a profit on your investment this week. So are you guys ready for this right here? All right, seeing lots of yeses. So this is basically going to be truly a no-brainer offer with zero risk to you and a huge upside. Normally, our special deal for everything you see here would be about $3,000 per year, and that price will be going up soon. And that'd be well worth it and offer more value than probably anything you've ever seen before. But for today only, you can actually grab it for only $997 per year and be locked in at the special rate. Now, in the future, we probably will have some special deals and stuff from time to time, but we actually talk about the special deals being for closer to about $2,000 per year right there. So this will likely be the very last chance you'll have to actually grab it at the special price that you see right here, because as we add more and more stuff, the people that are in it get that for free, but the value will be so huge. Just made sense for us to raise, essentially the price and all that. Now, that's so low right here, especially once you see some additional bonuses worth many times that this offer is exclusively for those on this call now. So here is the deal. For the special $2,000 off deal right now, it's only for the, we'll have it for about the first 20 people or so. It's $997 per year, and right now that's $2,000 off right there. But again, the lowest deal we'll probably have in the future will be for likely essentially 2 times that. So this really is an awesome deal that you'll want to jump on right now. And this is for all the tools, all the training, all the support, and everything right there. But to take advantage of it, you have to go to getwebfire.com/deal. Again, that's getwebfire.com/deal. And it's important to note that WebFire also gives you an incredible money back guarantee that few others dare to offer to make this truly risk-free for you. So use our tools and the training for 30 days. And if it does not drastically help your business, or if you're not satisfied for any reason, simply notify the support team and get a 100% refund. No games, no fine print, and so forth. You can completely try it out for 30 days. And if you're not happy for any reason, you can get a 100% refund. So you can start today and get free traffic by tomorrow. But to sweeten the deal even more, we're including several bonuses that are worth far more than the total investment today. So here's 4 additional very special bonuses for today only. Bonus number 1, which is about a $2,000 per year value. You get a free WebFire 3.0 Pro upgrade. You can use WebFire 3.0 on unlimited sites of yours or your own clients. Normally, this is about $3,000 per year as an upgrade, but you can get it completely for free. That means that you can use WebFire 3.0 on as many sites as you want, whether it's for your own or those of potential clients. Bonus number 2, which is about a $3,000 value. You can get weekly training videos and ongoing live webinar trainings with me. So each week we'll either do a new video or a new call or some kind of new essentially training that you get access to, and you get access to all those, including all the past ones, which is over like 150. You'll get behind the scenes looks, walkthroughs, new marketing methods, and the ability to ask any question you want live, either on the webinar or on the Facebook group page, which is free. If you can't make any of the live calls, we also record all of them that you can watch at a later time as well. And there's just, I mean, again, as you saw, lots and lots of people basically praising these calls, saying that they're absolute gold, 10 out of 10. We've even had some say that we have a lot more value, on the calls than masterminds that they've paid tens of thousands of dollars for. So we give a ton of value right there, and that's to help you guys succeed on it, because it's a win-win there. But this next bonus truly takes the cake. What if you were able to quickly make a profit off your investment this week, even if you're brand new with no website or product currently? Would you invest in something that was completely risk-free that you can make back plus some this week? Again, completely risk-free. Of course you would, because this third bonus makes it truly a no-brainer. So bonus number 3, which we think is truly priceless, you'll get a downloadable USB drive today filled with our best of the best trainings, including exclusive trainings just for you. Now, previously we only had this available at a special workshop of ours where a select group of clients got a USB drive, but they loved it so much and they thought that the training was so good in that we thought, hey, why not make this as a download and have it available to everyone as a special bonus right here, especially as it's the last time that we'll likely have this special price right here. So including one of the trainings here is on 5 different ways to make $1,000 or more back this week by basically taking action, and another on how to sell for 10 times to 100 times more than your competition and sell more at the same time, even if you don't have a product or service to start with, and how you can even do it almost completely hands-free. This is huge. So that means that you can literally learn how to not only make your investment back very, very, very quickly and easily, but to essentially profit off of it the fastest way possible. Plus, we'll also give you one last bonus to not only make you the coolest, most fashionable person around, but to also automatically get lots of others inquiring about your new services that you could be selling them by using WebFire to do the hard work for you. We'll actually give you this shirt right here, which will essentially classify you as an online marketing genius. So you'll get your own nice shirt right here, and just walking around in this will basically generate lots of questions from lots of prospects. And this is no joke, guys. I know it sounds kind of funny, but it's the truth. I mean, so I play like a lot of tennis and stuff, and naturally people always ask, like, hey, what do you do? What do you do as a job? And I say, hey, I do some marketing online. I run some businesses online, and almost always they get really interested in that, and there's like something that they think I could help them with. Like either they'll have a business or they'll know a person that has one, and they'll be asking questions and trying to get some business done right there. And that's without wearing a shirt when I'm, or I should say wearing that shirt when I'm, in like a match. And if you wear that shirt around, people naturally are going to ask questions. In fact, we actually had I think it was maybe like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. There was a client that had the same shirt, and he had it in a store that he was walking around with, and I think he said he was with like his wife or something. So he was just kind of roaming the store, wasn't trying to do much, and he randomly had a person walk up to him and ask a question, and he said that he thought that the shirt was kind of a joke, but he just, it was a nice shirt, so he wore it. And he said that the person that asked an actual question of him actually turned in to a very good client of his. And so he was very, very pleasantly surprised that it worked out, because I'm not joking. Anyone and everyone that does anything probably has some kind of question, and when they see that, hey, you're an online marketing genius, or you specify yourself as one with that shirt, they're going to ask you questions. And by using the tools, having access to WebFire, by being able to go through our trainings and use all those tools, you'll naturally be an expert. You'll be ahead of 99.9% of business owners out there. So after the purchase, you'll receive a welcome email where we'll ask you for your shirt size and your address to send it to, all for free. We'll pay for the shirt, we'll pay for the shipping, all that is free, completely on myself and my partner. And just by having WebFire, again, you'll be able to help all of these businesses. And by basically taking advantage of WebFire 3.0 and all of our free trainings, you'll literally be an online marketing genius and know more, again, than 99% of business owners out there. So as a recap of the bonuses, you get the WebFire 3.0 Pro upgrade. That's about $2,000 per year. You get all the trainings, including the new ones. That's about worth $3,000 per year. You get the instant downloadable USB drive with all the training on it. That's absolutely priceless. You get the free Online Marketing Genius shirt. That's about a $30 value. So all that in total is over $5,000 just in the bonuses alone. And WebFire 3.0 gives you all the tools you need to get free traffic, leads, and sales, and the free trainings and all the bonus USB stuff to make it so you could truly make your investment back quickly and easily by basically taking action. And to show you that I'm 100% confident in the special deal, even if you decide that it's not for you after you try it out, you'll not only get a 100% refund, but you'll be able to keep the bonuses of the USB training and the shirt just for trying us out. But you have to hurry, as again, the deal is only available for, well, right now there's actually a handful of you that already bought, so I think it's for the next 15 or so. But you have to go to the special link you see right here, getwebfire.com/deal. Again, it's getwebfire.com/deal for only $997 per year, and you get locked in at a special rate. All the updates are free, so even when we raise the special deal price to essentially twice this, you'll still get all that stuff free. You'll be locked in. You can cancel anytime. There's still a 30-day money back guarantee for any reason at all, but you have to go to getwebfire.com/deal. So what should you do now? Go to the link below to grab your special offer with all the bonuses now. Get your downloadable USB drive bonus training and the shirt instantly while supplies last. But you have to go to that link that you see right now, right here. And again, it's all backed by a 30-day money back guarantee. So make sure that you go to the link that you see right here, right now. And again, as I said, this is a special offer deal for $2,000 off, but on top of that, we'll be raising the price of WebFire probably within about a week or so. So even the special deal price will likely be essentially twice the price of what you see right now, because we're about to add in some more stuff, and that will all be included for free, but the value is there, so we really need to raise the price on that. But this will be likely your last chance to really grab it at the special deal price right here of only $997 per year, and you get all the bonuses and you get locked in at the special rate. But you have to go to the link you see right here, and again, all backed by a 30-day money back guarantee as well. And again, right now, it looks like it's down to maybe about the next 10 or so of people. I have to do a quick count here, but looks like half the spots were essentially taken pretty quickly right there. But again, it's all backed by a 30-day money back guarantee. And for those of you, I know there was a couple of you asking on this. If you want to use a WebFire 3.0 with 0 interest for 6 months, we also support PayPal credit. So what you basically do when you go to the checkout and you click the link to buy and all that, you can pay with a credit card or you can pay with PayPal. If you click on PayPal, like you see right here on the screenshot where all the red arrows are, you'll go to a screen like this, and at the bottom of the screen you'll see a little link that says apply for PayPal credit. If you click on that, it will take you to a screen like this right here, and you just click continue, and that's how you would basically do that. So pretty easy to do right there. So that means you could literally basically have the whole thing for 6 months without having to pay a penny yet, if you use the PayPal credit right there. But either way, it's all backed by a 30-day money back guarantee. So again, it's completely safe right there. But you have to go to this link that you see right here, only $997 per year, which really is, again, a crazy deal. And that includes the downloadable USB training and the shirt as a bonus and all the other bonuses that you saw as well, all included for free. But you have to go to the link that you see right here, because this likely will be the very last time that we'll have this special of a deal available. And it really is an insane deal. That's why Sean and I have essentially talked about raising the what the special deal of price would be, because we have a handful of new things that will be added soon, and that will all be included for all of you that essentially grab this deal now. And all the current members and all that will always get all the updates for free. But this, again, we really think will likely be the very last time that we'll do a special deal at this price right here. So if you want to jump in, now is definitely the time to do so. but you have to go to that link that you see right here. So having said that, I've been seeing a handful of questions, and I know we've had some help on this call with Sharon and Sean have been answering some, but I'll just answer some right now live. So there's a couple of you asking if this will work on a Mac or if it's basically desktop based or web based. So it works on a Mac as well as Windows. It is essentially web based software, but there is a little desktop thing that you essentially download and that works on Windows as well as a Mac, and that just basically runs in the background and helps with some of like the lead alerts. So like if you have like a lead search saved, it can alert you every day to new leads and stuff like that. But yeah, it is essentially web based and works on a Mac as well as Windows. We have a couple asking if it will work in a foreign language like Spanish or French and all that, and the answer is in most of the cases yes. So lots of the tools will allow you to search in a foreign language like Spanish or Russian or French, like lead tools and stuff like that. So even though like you can search in the foreign language, the instructions of course are all in English because I don't know Spanish or French too well. I took a little Spanish and a little Italian, but not enough to really make it look like anything good. So yeah, all the instructions are in English, but we do allow you to search in a foreign language, including if you want to search some the lead tools in Mandarin, you can. So that's how neat that is right there. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Just going through the list right here. All right, there's a handful of questions that are saying like, can this work in this niche or that niche, or can it find leads in this niche or that niche? There's like a bunch of those. And to basically answer you all at once, yes. I have yet to see any tool or any niche that at least some of the tools couldn't find very good leads in. And I've had literally hundreds of people ask, like, if not 1,000 plus, all sorts of different markets and stuff, and I've yet to find one that it cannot work in. Even those that think, oh man, I know I have the market that will stump you, it never does. That's why we also have support and stuff available to help with all that as well. And we've had some support workers that have been with us for like years and years and years. In fact, WebFire, the earliest version, we're on version 3 right now, and we're about to do some newer stuff on top of that. The earliest version probably was like 5 or 6 years back, so we've been around a long time. This is not some like we're not like a software business that makes some software and in a month it all breaks and we say tough luck. I know there's a lot out there like that. That's not us. That's why we've been in business a long time. That's why we're constantly adding new stuff. All right, let's see. All right. And yeah, there's a handful of questions if WebFire can work with this site or that site. And yeah, so anything that you need to get essentially traffic to, WebFire can help with. So you're perfectly fine with that. Yep. And we have, there's a question on the lead tools and how that works. Yeah, there's multiple different lead ones that we have, including like ones that find leads in social media, ones that find leads that rank on page 1 of Google, Yahoo, and Bing, that you can still leave a post, a comment, or a reply on. So it weeds through all that for you right there, including how to find like forums and blogs in real time, even if they're not ranked, that you can be among the first ones to get basically an alert and respond to those right there. We have all that right there. All right, let's see here. And yes, you can Definitely, there's a question here if it can be used for essentially content or article marketing. Yes, you can definitely use it on that. In fact, you can use stuff like the content submission tool, the video submission tool, and all that, even if you don't have a site. Of course, you can easily make a site and market content all over like super well, super easily. There's, I mean, tons of ways that you can easily do that with WebFire. So certainly can there. All right. All right, and yeah, to essentially grab it, you have to go to the deal that you, or to the special deal link that you see right now on the screen. All right, let's see, just going through some questions. All right, there was a question here that said, could they basically target the type of traffic that they get? And the short answer is yeah, of course. I mean, there's ways that you can basically target the type of traffic. Like if you wanted only stuff from like a certain niche, I mean, you can answer questions in certain areas. You can rank for certain kinds of keywords. There was a question here if they can just get mobile and not desktop traffic. I mean, there's no reason why you'd want to exclude one versus the other. So this isn't like a paid ad where you say, hey, I only want mobile traffic, or only want essentially desktop. This is like free traffic. So like if you rank for a term, there's stuff that you can do to like be more likely to get like mobile traffic. Like if you use like a schema, oftentimes if you don't have a schema, you're far less likely to show up on a mobile search, where if you use a schema, you're far more likely in a lot of cases to show up on like a mobile search. So you can greatly increase the likelihood of someone searching from a mobile phone finding you. But of course, people on the desktop could still find you, of course, the same way. But that's a good thing. All right. All right. And yes, you can use this on multiple different websites. That's all fine. And also multiple different keywords. All right. There's a question here on of all the tools, which is the best one to rank easily? It depends on what you do. I mean, if your goal is to rank, you'd want to use the analysis tool, and you want to fix all the issues on your site. Like make sure that the keyword that you want to rank for, you have somewhere in the title and in the description tag, and have it be one of the keywords that the keyword suggestion tool of ours suggests that is easy to rank for it. Just by basically doing those two things, you'll have a very good chance of ranking. Of course, you can add like the schema in and all that and have an even better chance of ranking, and ranking really well. And of course, you can also use like all the lead tools and stuff like that to go straight to the prospects instead of waiting for them to come to you. All right, so there's a person that asked here if they can download this onto a mobile phone. So this isn't a download. This is web-based software, and for most of the tool, or not most, but for some of the tools, you have to be on like a desktop or like a laptop, because they require the little desktop app to run in the background. On some other ones you won't, but yeah. So for the whole thing as a whole, you'd have to be on like a laptop or like a desktop. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And yeah, so this person said here that they want to find Amazon products that are selling well, find a domain name, and also do a product review and get it ranked. Can you help me with that? Yeah, you absolutely could, with all that there. So it can do all that and more. So you'd be perfectly fine there. Yep. All right, but you have to make sure that you go to the special link that you see right now. Looks like there's just, I'll do a quick search right here. Looks like there's just a few left right here. Oh, and as a side note, looks like there's one that said that they had like a payment issue. So if if you have like a card that gets declined, sometimes it's like, if you're from like another, let's say like a country outside the States where we're based at, sometimes they'll just decline, say it's not normal for you to buy stuff from out of where you are, or it's not normal for you to buy this price point or anything like that. Just call the number on the back of the card and just say that was indeed you. And if you authorize it, just go right back to the link and try again, and you should be perfectly fine. And if not, if there's any issues, just write support@webfire.com. Once again, it's just support@webfire.com. That's for any reason. And if you try to get in and you have like an issue, no worries at all. We'll still give you the bonuses and all. That's perfectly fine. Just write support@webfire.com and say that, hey, you had an issue on your card or whatever it was, and they'll make sure to sort that out with you and hold that spot. So that's all good right there. So that's all fine and dandy right there. All right. All right. In fact, I'll tell you what right here, because it looks like there's a lot of you saying that you're in the middle by now. So what I'll do right now, just to basically make it fair, as long as you get it soon, we'll make sure that the bonuses are essentially given to everyone. As long as you get it, in the next while right here. So I know there's like a handful on the checkout right now that are essentially asking like, what if they're a bit late? So again, we want to be fair. So as long as you're on the call here and you're either filling out that form or you're writing these support, if there was like a credit card issue or anything like that, we'll make sure to hold that spot. That's all fine. You'll still get the bonuses and all that. Just write support@webfire.com and make sure to fill out that form and stuff very, very soon. Because again, this likely will be the very last time that we'll have this insane of like a really, really special offer deal. Probably the cheapest deal we'll have, probably, in the future will probably be essentially twice, of what you'll be charged here. So instead of $1,000 a year, will likely be way closer to essentially $2,000 or so, because that's really closer to what the value of all this is. I mean, really, it's worth way more, because if you see the fact that, hey, a single SEO client can oftentimes be $1,000 or more a month, that's $12,000 a year right there for a single one. There's some that are worth even more than that. And the tools that we basically give you do way more than just help with that right there. I mean, there's leads out there that literally are worth thousands of dollars a piece that you get access to with a click of a button right here. So huge value, lots of tools, and we'll be adding more and more stuff as well, which is why the price will go up. But if you sign up right now at the link that you see, you'll be locked in at that special rate. And of course, you can cancel anytime. And it's all completely backed by a 30-day money back guarantee as well. So with that, I think I answered all the questions that you guys had. If there's any more that I missed or any issues at all, feel free just to write support@webfire.com. And with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And again, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to help. And again, we don't just write you back. We make sure that all your answers that you get are clearly addressed. I mean, it's especially if you're a member, if there's any issue, we're here. We're super easy to get a hold of. We have several staff, all US-based staff, so they're very well trained. Most have been with us for years and years and years and years, and we're here for you. And if there's a problem with the software, we update it, we fix it, we make sure everything's addressed and fixed. If there's new features or suggestions that you have, let us know, because again, we try to make that stuff happen as long as it's feasible. So with that, again, thanks for everyone who signed up. It looks like we reached the limit, but for the next while, we'll still allow you guys in. We'll still give you the bonuses and stuff, just because I know a lot of you are in the process of essentially buying, but make sure you do that soon to lock in and get the special deal that you see right here. So with that, hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and thanks for all of you who have just signed up. Let us know a bit about your business. shoot us over an email, and we'd be happy to help and see how we can help grow your business. So with that, have a great rest of the week, and we will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.